Okay. Hello, welcome. So this is Shadow War How to Play. This is the 1v1 game, and this is the quick way. This is the easy rules. So everyone in a short game gets one model, and you guys get to have this really easy to read card, right? So everything goes through phases, right? Movement phase, action phase, attack phase, and turn. So what will happen is you guys will both start off in random spots. So everything on the board over here is dry erase. So I would start. So we're playing a small game. We're doing a 9v9 board, and I've got my character right here, and he's marked off with an X in red. That's to remind me. Okay, well this guy's a red X. Okay, so I would go here. And that's where I want to start the guy, right? I get to choose. My opponent would do the same on their side of the board. Then, what will happen is you roll off to see who goes first. And models don't start on the board. They're actually hidden. Hence why Shadow War is all about stealth movement. So what will happen is where you start is also where your tower is going to be as well too. So that's very important. Let's see here. Alright, so now what happens is you roll randomly to pick out a monster, and then you throw it on the battlefield. Then what's going to happen is this is it for the setup. Every mission will be different, of course. So how to win is pretty simple. You take objectives to your tower and you score points. Killing enemy models, destroying monsters, power up your characters and stuff. So for example, let's say that I go first, right? And what I need to do is I need to draw where I want to go. Right? Let's say that I want to go right up to the monster. Now, how far you can move is up to your speed, SPD. It's at the very top. Now, you can move, every space is one space, right? Your health is right next to it and your armor. Now, I'm going to roll to see if I can kill the monster, right? I got a number of attacks, right? Which is going to be 5. My range, how far I can shoot, right, is 4. But I want to do close combat. So CC stands for close combat. And then strength here is what I'm going to add to the damage. Aim and fire is only for shooting attacks. You can also see that right here. And you always got to beat the armor class. Okay? So the armor of the monster is 10 and his HP is 10. Now, let's say that I want to go ahead and see, I'm still in the movement phase, and let's say I decide, you know what? Before I attack, I want to go ahead and do a search. Okay? See, you still have the choice because you're still in the movement phase. But what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to show you how attacks work first. The way the phases go are right in order, chronological order. And once you go to the next phase, you can't go backwards. So let's say I want to attack. And let's say I want to be stealthy. Like, anytime you deal damage in this game, you reveal yourself. So I want to stay stealthy. So I'm going to roll my dice. I'm going to try to score 20. Okay? And I add my STL to this, because STL stands for stealth. And I gotta meet it or beat it. So I fail. Now every time you start the turn, you start off with 5 action economy points. So does the enemy. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pay 1. So I've already paid 1 to do the stealth attack. I'm going to pay it again. And I'm going to try to beat that roll again. So now this time I do. So now I don't have to show you where I am. Now I'm going to pay 1 to attack. Okay? Now I'm going to roll my X number of attack dice. For my guy, it's 5. So I'm going to roll 5 d20s and try to beat his armor class. Monsters never defend, they just take the hits. So again, to attack, it's D20 plus CC or aim, and it has to be greater than their AC. So in this case, we're doing close combat. So you're going to add your CC to each one of these dice. So in my case, my CC is a 4. So the monster's AC is a 10. The easiest way to do this, because ties go to defenders, is you take their AC, subtract it from your modifier, and add 1. So in this case, I need 7s or better to beat him, which I beat him with 5. Now I'm going to deal damage. Now I roll all my damage dice. You convert each D20 to a D6. That's how damage is done. Now I'm going to go ahead and add all these up together. 10, 13, 15. Now what I'm going to do, because you add your strength to each individual D6 to equal out damage. So in my case, my strength is a 5. So 5. So it's the easiest way to do it is, how many D6 you have times your strength. So 5 times 5 is 25. 25 plus 15 is a total of 40. So 40 damage to that monster. Monster is destroyed. Now what happens is I earn a certain card for destroying that monster. These are epic powers. You can only use them once per game. At this point, let's say I'm done. Okay, so I just quickly did this off camera. So now I gain 5, and now it's his turn now. He gains another 5. He didn't spend anything on his turn, so that's why he has so many. But as this defending card, you can use it while they're on their attack phase. So for example, when it's my turn, I can go ahead and I can do bluffs, right? Deception moves. I can search for him. I can do all these things while he's going through his phases too. This happens simultaneously. But I'm not getting into defense stuff right now. So let's say that he moves and he's going to perform a search. Now the way searching works is, you pay, usually it's 1 to search. And you're going to look at your type of searching. So the thief here has a searching of, he's got a hearing of 3, right? He's got hearing, sight 0, taste 2, smell, touch, intuition. So let's say that he does hearing. What he's going to do is he's going to go ahead and decide. So the way that it goes through is, let's see here. It is 5, 10, and 15 for the range of each level. So level 1 is 5, level 2 is 10, level 3 is 15, and the spaces you search are 3, 6, 9. Level 1 is 3, level 2 is 6, level 3 is 9. So what will happen is he would, wherever he is, he can throw out hearing because he can be 15 spaces away from it. He could throw it out like here. He could search this spot, and this spot. Okay? So then I would go to my map and I go, oh yeah, I have been there. And you put the correlating number of the guy on the board. And then you have, your trail where you are. So let's say that he wants to go up. Now he wants to taste it. So tasting, he can go up and he can figure out who I am. So he'll figure out that I am the hunter. So next, what he's going to do, for example, is now let's say that he's going to use his intuition. And that is always 1. It's a different type of search. Let's say that he guesses I'm right here, right? Then I would look, and it looks like I ended up on D4. So he was just 1 off. Let's say that he guesses this spot right here now. Again, he has to pay another 1. And now he finds me, right? So now he pulls me into the reality realm because intuition automatically does. But if he was to flip these tokens, for example, let's say he does hearing again on these tokens. Let's say he does those 3 spots. He would flip them over and try to figure out if I'm there. And Anything with the eyeball means that I'm exactly there. Or he would find out my tower is exactly there. So that's very important information for him. Okay, so let's say that he's going to battle me now. So he wants to, so he's spent 3 to search. Now let's say he wants to be stealthy as he attacks. So now he's going to roll to attack. Sorry, to be stealthy. He's got a 19 plus his STL of a 7, so he passes. So now what he's going to do is he's going to attack. Number of attacks is 5. Let's say he's doing close combat, okay? Now what happens is first you need to see how many succeed, right? Let's say he wants to use his ability too. So he's going to pay 1 to attack, pay 1 to his ability. Now what's going to happen is his ability gives him a +5 to hit, okay? So now he has got a +9 to hit. So 9 minus 14. And then +1. So he needs 6 or better to hit me. So he's got 2 hits. Now I'm going to roll his defender. And I compare and contrast my attack dice to his defense dice. So remember, high to high, low to low, always. So he's got a +9 compared to my 4. So you always compare CC to CC in a close combat engagement. You wouldn't do aim against CC when you're defending. And since he's got a +5, he's got 5 over me. And ties do go to defender, so I do block this one right here. So he only gets 1 to go through. Now he would deal damage, right? And he goes 2 plus a strength of 2. He did 4 damage to me. Now let's say that he wants to attack again. Now normally it's 1, but it costs 2 to attack again in the same round because it's a red action, while searching is a green action. So red is powerful, green is a normal action. This kind of makes sense. Every time in the turn, every time you're using a red one, it's going to go up and up and up. So let's say that he decides this time he doesn't want to be stealthy. He's just going to bring himself out, and now he's going to attack, right? And let's say he misses and yada yada yada. Then it's my turn. So this time I want to show you some defense stuff. So let's say that I go ahead and perform, let's say he didn't show himself. Let's say that he performs I perform a search, and this time I want to do sight, right? So sight's going to be in a straight line from where I am. It has to connect to me. Unlike hearing where I can just throw it out. So let's say I guess he's right there. His trail's over there, and let's say that he places some trail tokens this way. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to search again these tokens, and I'm going to flip these. And the one with the eyeball is where he is, so then he shows himself right there. So you can see intuition is better, but it is harder because you're only guessing 1 space. So now let's say that these guys want to battle. He wants to go ahead and put on himself. He wants to go ahead and put Overwatch on. So what he's going to do is he's going to attack me on my turn. That's what Overwatch does, and stops my action, and I have to do it again, if you will. So Overwatch is always 3 attacks, and defender never rolls a defense dice. So he would get 2 hits plus his damage, right? Then I could finally go, but this time I would have to pay 2 points to attack again, because technically I did my action, and he reset me back to not happening as Overwatch. So it's kind of cool. But yeah, that's how Shadow War works. That's how the game happens. The last thing I want to let you know is that towers, you can take your objectives to your towers to score points. And when you put the objective in your tower, you pay 1 to pick it up. Your speed's never decreased. And then you pay 1 to drop it off. You can pay 1 to level up your character, and it's a random leveling up. You roll to level up your character in a certain category, roll to level up and see what happens. Also, when you put the objective in the tower, you automatically force them to hey, this is your last turn, you must do something. You can also search for towers. You can use your senses to search for the towers, and if you find it and you blow it up, you automatically earn 7 points, which is really nice. You can always rebuild your tower, but you have to pay 5 action economy points to rebuild your tower. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy Shadow War.